We decided we had to find the wiring diagram.
Yeah, we need the wiring diagram. I printed it off the internet. I don't think you can see that on the camera. I had to color it because I can't. Yeah, I don't like following those black lines. So I used some markers and we colored it. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can figure out how this thing's wired up. Which is how I figured out where the old coil went, but the old coil don't work. So the first thing we need to do is figure out if the screws that we took out of this, was it these two little ones or were they longer? Which screws did you take out of that? Was it these two? Yeah, it was these two. Do those screws fit into this bracket? Or do we have to get different screws?
Or the old coil was just weak.
Looks like they're the same thread, so that's good. All right, so those screws will work. So let's get this wire out of the way here. Fish this coil wire up through here. I don't know about this frame being all one piece. Seems like a pain in the butt to me. Fishing everything through here. Get through there. All right. I don't know if that, and it does come down next to the motor. There isn't any other holes. So, gotta come through there somewhere, right?
Hey, it's a small bike. They really gotta try to cram everything in.
So we want this to go up in there. So I'll do like we did last time. I'll swing around the other side. You got the two screws down there, right?
Yep.
I'll go around the other side and I'll hold the coil up and try to line it up. And you can get the screws in. I gotta get the holes lined up first. See if I can get my fingers up here. Fingers are too fat. What is that bracket? I see it. I just can't reach it. All right, can you see any of the holes lining up yet? Pick one. We all line one at a time. Which one's lining up? Or neither?
Neither.
It's gotta be pretty close. Can you see it, the bracket?
Yeah, I can see the bracket.
Which way do I need to
go? Probably up.
Up? Can you see the hole inside there at all?
No, just a big chunk of metal. Move it to the side.
Which way?
Right.
You're right, my right. You're right, I got it.
Right.
All right, can you see the hole?
Kinda. A little to the right some more. Now up just a smidge.
Okay.
A little more to the right.
Can you get started?
Just a little
Let's
tiny
see if we push the
smidge
screw in there. The screw will force it around a little bit, won't it? Push the screw all the way in. And I can line it up with the screw. Can you turn it at all? Is it going?
No.
Oh, a panel would have been nice to take off, you know it?
Yeah.
Make this any harder. All right, I'm gonna do it from that side. You have to move your back. Don't give me very good directions, but I can't do it right. I can't do it upside down and backwards. So we're gonna have to do it from this side. Okay. There. Can't do it upside down backwards. Get her started and then you can tighten them up, all right?
Right.
Give me the screw. Perfect. All right, tighten them up.
Okay. If you hear rocks flinging, it's just our pet chickens.
Yeah, they're hoping to have some food, so they come over here to bug me. Begging for food.
They're also probably trying to get into the barn and figure out what a lawnmower is.
That was a heck of a long coil wire, didn't they? That's the wire that goes on the spark plug wire?
Yep.
I don't know why that's so long, but
And these
make it work, I reckon.
apart. The plug had to be put onto the...
Yeah, we had to add that, didn't we?
Wire.
I forgot that. Maybe they intended us to cut it. We'll just stuff it back in the frame. We'll be all right. If we need to cut it later, we can. While we're troubleshooting, we'll just hook it up, and if it gets in the way, we'll modify it later.
I'm going to show them that ratty rectifier wire when I get done.
You getting that tight?
Yep.
All right, I need a screwdriver so I can snug them up. Probably should have had lock washers on them, but I don't think it did from the factory either. All right, so we're snugged up there. Coil is installed. There was a wire on the back that I hope I didn't lose. That wire there. That plugs into the rectifier, I believe. We'll have to check the wiring diagram. Yeah.
This white wire is actually the rectifier wire.
I don't know. Let's see.
But
So
it's
here's the diagram. I don't know if I got that in camera or not. Yeah, sort of. All right, so here's the rectifier. We got a new rectifier for it. That coil wire comes down and it hooks to this brown wire, I think, or the black wire that comes off the motor. That one. So these two go together off of the stator.
Yep.
So those two go together for the coil. So we'll put a plug on that. I think we have a female plug that goes on here, so we can just plug it in temporarily.
Yep.
We'll probably solder them when we get done so that they're all won't vibrate loose and whatnot, but we'll go ahead and put a plug on that. And then the rectifier, one side goes to the brake lamp, the light switches, and one side goes to the stator, red and white wire.
And when we say female, we don't mean your mother. We mean a type of plug.
So what is this? It says red and white. Okay, so this is the red and white one, but it doesn't go where it's supposed to.
I think it might be the rectifier, like I said.
Yeah, it might still have the factory rectifier on there. I think so. Maybe we'll take this off and see what's back there. That might be the factory rectifier.
But again, it's really in that frame.
It's back there. Move butt frame, get it scooped up from out, get sockets. Alright, we'll get that off there and see if that's the original rectifier, and then we'll start wiring it up. That's the right size. Can't hold on to nothing.
And we also plan to put on this new ignition.
Yeah, I figured that was going to turn. Too easy. Too easy! Alright. This might still be a good rectifier, but we bought a new one. It was only like 12 bucks. To get another one?
Yep.
We'll make sure it's good and just change it off. If I can get it out of there. Come on. We can do it. What are we hanging up on here? I think it's just a screw. Yeah, hung it up on rust. So that's the original rectifier. Not much of a rectifier. I hope the new one looks better than that. That's the original rectifier, I think, but it don't look like much, so we'll get the new one on. So we got a red and white wire coming off of that, right? And a red wire.
What does a rectifier do again?
It's for the charging system, so it doesn't overcharge the battery.
Yes.
It turns the voltage right, so it sets it back to DC and makes it charge good and all that.
Without one, I saw a guy who got a bunch of sparks in the plug and smoke when he tried to work a starter with a busted rectifier.
Let's angle our camera a little bit better so we can see more of the bike, because we're going to be working on parts of it, right?
And you're in a stand, so
All right.
not in my hand, because I'm a bad cameraman.
Yeah, we tried that. You should have been better at it. So I think this is the original, and that's a little switch right there that makes it go. But we got this new plastic one. So we need this bolt, though, I think.
And just in case you forgot, it looks like this.
I wonder if we should
These wires.
I don't know if this screw comes out of here or not. Let's see.
It's basically that rectifier, but only crammed into a little plastic box.
Well, let's see if this screw comes out. We need the screw to attach it to the frame, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it comes apart maybe.
But a reminder, this thing was not restored. It was rust-stored. Stored
Gonna
by
need a wrench.
rust.
You don't need a wrench. Fingers won't hold it. You put dirt on it.
Which is quite common in this barn.
Oh my goodness.
This red thing on the wire is.
It's a fuse.
Oh.
You can't see it, but you're talking about random stuff they can't see, but it's a fuse holder.
Probably ought to put one on this rectifier.
Well, we're gonna use these wires, I think. All right, so here's the spacers. See them? So they got these spacers here, and that should insulate it from the body, the frame.
Mm-hmm. And it even has the right colored wires.
We'll run those wires down instead. We're gonna have to do some soldering though, because we don't have any of the right plugs. Someone really butchered the wiring on this. So, all right.
Speaking of which, whenever
Knocking stuff over, bud.
showed you our soldering iron. Okay, so this is our soldering iron. Looks familiar, eh? Looks like that 6-gun from your cowboy movie that you might have watched earlier. Let me see if I'm in camera at all. It's like a 6-gun, as you can see. Even
Dude, that's a tiny
got a couple chunks taken out of it.
Yeah, broke it.
Yep. And all Dad did was drop it on the floor.
Didn't like being dropped.
And this is our roll of solder. Don't look too pretty. While I was waiting, I'd show you how a coil works. So basically, there's just an electric magnet here and a couple in conductors, and it slaps this thing in, and then it conducts electricity to the starter and turns your engine over. So pretty simple. This is our tractor solenoid, starter, whatever.
Fine.
Actually a solenoid.
Let's just take this off and use this bolt. Chances of this being good aren't very good, right?
Yeah.
It's gotta be junk. Let's just use this bolt.
This old solenoid away.
All right. Now all these wires,
Tractor solenoid.
all these wires off of here. All right. Ain't gonna fit there. Get out of there. Here's the bolt.
You're seeing sawdust a few days ago, a couple weeks ago actually, we fixed the stairs for our loft.
Problem is, we don't need any of those wires. We just need the spacers.
Speaking of wires, these wires unplug like the ones from our little four-wheeler. Maybe it's the same ignition company.
I think all we need is these. We don't probably even need the spacers, but we might as well put them in there, right? Hurt nothing. Keep it from crushing that plastic, maybe. I think it'll space this away from that body and give us some room to work, is my theory. By putting those spacers back in there, we'll have a little more room. It used to conduct through all those. The other one, but this one won't do that. This one, we'll just use them as spacers. All right. On this hole, like that. That'll work. All right, now we need washers, spacer. I think there's enough room to clear that. That's just the seat, under the seat there, so we should have room to clear it. Should have enough room to clear that. Lock washer and the nut. Come on, get on there. Okey-doke. There we go. Rectifier on it. All right, we might still need these wires. We probably need this fuse block. Should have a fuse in it on the wiring diagram. Yeah, shows a fuse right there between the battery and the rectifier. So we'll use this wire, part of it, because it's really butchered up. Someone's cut it all up. So this one used to go to the rectifier. That little one they had going to the battery, that's not big enough. I think this is the factory wire, though, look. It's got factory solder on it. I don't know what this is. Someone taped two male plugs together.
Quality
Oh
designing right
my
there.
goodness. That's the problem when you buy this crap. Somebody's already been in it. Alright, so we're going to use this. We need this wire to go here. We need a wire to go here to the battery, and then the other wire will go to the lights. I think we'll start just by cutting this fuse block off.
But usually electrical tape means somebody's already been moosing around in it.
The fuse out of there. It's got a good fuse in it. So let's see,
That's surprising.
15 amp fuse. What we got is a whole pile of scrap wire.
It's from an old Ranger frame, actually.
Yeah, let's see if we can use the right colors. So this green and red is twisted together, but it has a red wire on it. Let's see if we can get the red wire out of it. We can use the red wire. What color is the other wire going to be for the lights? Not green, orange.
But we do have some orange.
Yeah, all right. So I want wires, this wire that comes off of here, actually it's not very long. It goes there and then it hooks the orange there. I might need orange instead. We're gonna do it right. Give me the orange wire you use. I think that's an orange yellow. We'll have to solder all these together. For now, we'll just use these cheap connectors and they won't last very long. They'll vibrate right loose, but we'll see if we can at least get it hooked up to see if it does something, right? So all right, it goes to the battery. What do I do with that other box? The box, a big plastic tray. Clear one? Got all the fittings in it? Where'd you put it?
It seemed to have disappeared.
Well, you carried it in. Where'd you put it?
I didn't do anything with it.
Put it on the workbench.
Huh.
You didn't do anything with it, except for put it on the workbench. We'll have to take all these apart and solder, but we at least get a troubleshot first to make sure we ain't going, because I don't want to solder it up and have to unsolder a bunch of stuff. I've done that before. We'll go ahead and do it this bad way, and then we'll get it working. And once it's working, we'll do a better job soldering it so they can't vibrate loose later, right? Because these little plastic connectors, they're easy, but they don't work on a motorcycle. They'll vibrate right loose, and before you know it, you'll have stuff shorting out everywhere. Whole bike will catch on fire. We'll use them for now. Orange wire is eventually going to have to go to the headlights, so let's get it run that way. Make sure we have enough wire to get all the way up the headlight. Tied in a big knot. Look at this mess. Tied in a big knot. All right. Hand me those side cuts. Cut that off of there. Oh, cut it. There we go. That'll be out of the way. Oh wait, there's that part. All right, we don't really need a rectifier for the spark, but we got it hooked up anyway, right?
Yeah.
These have plugs on too. We'll try to use these plugs too, get connectors on them. This is the coil wire, and it goes to this black wire here. Got to put a plug on it too?
Probably.
Where'd that red one go? That'll work for that. Where'd the red one just go? Just put it on the ground. There it is. You're staring right at it. Not helping me, no. Staring right at it, not even helping. That should make electricity, but I don't think that works on its own. I think we need a ground, so that goes up, maybe. Coil comes off the stator, goes up that wire, coil. The point should trigger it. It's got a diagram right here. You see those things right there? That tells us which ones have to connect. So just for the on, without the lights, that's on daylight, right?
Yep.
We need to connect the E and the B negative, and then the C1 and the SE, and those numbers are over here. So C1, the green needs to go to the red and white.
You could just have the
Here.
lights always on.
The green needs to go to the red and white right here. Those two got to go together. And then we need the E to the B negative. So E, I can't read, the thing is all smooshed. Oh, ground. And then that goes to the black and white off the ignition switch, which isn't going to help us a bit. Well, we can see if it's got spark. It says it looks like it should have spark without. All these other wires are for the lights. You know what? I suppose we can see if we got any spark. See if we can kick it over fast enough. Maybe faster than that. See nothing. Let me give her. You go look at that spark plug. Let me give her a go. I don't think we got spark yet. Could be the points are fouled out. Ready? Can you see spark plug? Can you or not?
I can see it.
I can't see it. Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, let's look at the points.